Hello, fellow Gooners. How y'all doing? This is Diego here, and I'm here to preview the game against Chelsea on Sunday. And again, in our usual pattern, this is a must win again. Personally, I'm still buzzing from our North London derby last weekend against Tottenham Hotspur, where we trashed them 4 goals to 1. When the game is done, or when games are done, my usual routine will be to go on my TV and I start to watch content. I start with the haters' reaction. Just kind of to start my day. I sip my champagne, cross my legs on my couch and on my table, and I'm sipping some good wine, and I'm enjoying all the content out there. I start with haters' reaction. I watch different haters and different content creators. Oh, Matisse is my favorite. I love his reactions each time we score goals. And there's this other Liverpool content creator too who never says anything good about Arsenal. I sort of go to different fan cams. I listen to different opinions, but most especially what the haters are saying. It kind of gives me extra goosebumps to see how much they are wallowing in their self pity, and it just makes my day even brighter. And then from there, I go back and I watch all the interviews from the players and the coach, and then I watch the highlights. I don't know if you guys do this, but I watch my highlights. I watch 50 times in the week. I go over and I gush over the performance. Eze was a standout player for me. Gyökeres was another standout player. Exciting performance last weekend. And so shall it continue this weekend as we go and host Chelsea FC. Now, guys, we haven't lost to Chelsea since 2021. And so they are coming because they have a point to prove. They want to play in Europe. We want to win the league. The league is not going to be handed to us. We're going to have to take it. Liam Rossini has not lost a game, if I recall, since he's been signed to the Chelsea. But guess what? We have won them home and away in the Carling Cup. It was our win in the home game that Havertz scored the only goal in the last minute that sort of spurred us into the final that we're going to be playing on the 22nd against Manchester City at Wembley. That will be the Carabao Cup final. So the point I'm trying to make here is that we played Chelsea home and away this season, and then out of the 3 encounters, 1 in the league, 2 in the Carabao Cup, we've won 2 convincingly and drawn 1. Now, the game we drew was the first encounter in the season. We got to be prepared to face that Chelsea. Chelsea who were fast, decisive, audacious, aggressive, moving the ball quicker. We have to prepare for that Chelsea. And how do we prepare for that Chelsea? To sort of tweak our tactics a bit differently from how we played Tottenham and how we played Chelsea in those games in Carabao Cup, where Arteta would like to suffocate teams with possession-based football, slow passes, build up, dictate the tempo. The problem with that is if we are not seamless on our day, if we're not on our day, passes are a bit what's the word now? You can almost tell where the ball is going. If it's not fast, you can be predictable. You can be caught off guard. And with their fast pacey wingers in Garnacho, Pedro Neto, or whoever the hell they choose to deploy on that day in the flanks, we could have problems. Joao Pedro is on his form of his life, so we have to pay attention to how we can take the win that we just experienced last weekend and take it to the next level. We have to find a way to play fast, quick in transition, long balls in behind spaces, and take them unawares. We need to find a way to kill the game in the first half if we can. Chelsea is a different opponent. It's a step above Tottenham Hotspur. And while we can, still reminisce on that beautiful display last weekend, we also need to be wary that Chelsea is yet another battle, a different kind of test, a much more stronger side, and a side that has a lot to lose as well. This league, again, I repeat, is not going to be handed over to us. We have to show why we deserve it. And then I hear from Declan Rice's interview how much they want it, how much they've done some soul searching, some some conversations, some very difficult conversations has been had behind the scenes, and they need to wake up. Every game has suddenly become a must-win. So I say this to say that this Sunday game, again, like I said in the last preview I had for Tottenham's game, we don't need any coaching. You guys are not kids anymore. This is the fourth time where we are competing for this title, and there should be some element of growth, element of maturity, element of composure. Zero mistakes. Rice, I'm talking to you now. Zero mistakes. Everybody must be locked in because this must be won. We must defeat Chelsea at the Emirates. Okay. Again, we have a better team. Man on man, player for player, one on one. We have a much more better team. We have a much improved squad. Players like our bench players are massive. So regardless of what it's looking like right now, it looks like the pressure is more on us than on Chelsea. We need to weather the storm come this Sunday. Again, I think I've pretty much mentioned some of the points that I wanted to raise. Again, we gotta be braver at home. We gotta have to take more risk. I think Arteta prefers an open game where he has a lot of possession of nobody's gonna sit back and watch you. Yes, most likely Chelsea might sit back a lot of the times, but they are very dangerous encounters. So we need to be wary about that and find a way to have someone sitting in behind our fullbacks and our centre backs in case of a transition or a quick counter. But again, make no mistakes. Make no mistakes. Chelsea is not a walkover team. They tend to elevate their game when there is a higher stake, when there are bigger challenges, when there is a tougher or better opponent. Their performance against Liverpool with Esteval last minute equalizer. So they know how to rise up to the occasion. But of course, in games where you expect them to win, they bottle it. Example is the Burnley game that they drew 1-1. Another example is the Leeds game. Another example is the Bournemouth game. So games where you predict that Chelsea will win, they most likely would just bottle it. And games where you think they have no chance, like the Barcelona game that they won in the Champions League earlier in the season. So those are games that they come alive and they want to prove a point. We need to make sure that we are well prepared again for the Chelsea that we faced in Stamford Bridge even after Caicedo's red card. The good news is also that their best centre-back is not going to be available. He's on red card. Cucurella, their best left-back, is not going to be available. And while we have 80% of our squad players fit and ready to go, I'm not sure about the situation with Havertz. I guess by tomorrow's press conference, we're going to hear all about him and his fitness. But even if he's fit, I don't see him starting that game. But having said that, let me quickly go about my first predicted 11. Who do I want to see start in this game? Timber had a decent game, but obviously he's had a week to rest and recover. So I'm going to start him on the right back position. Center back is the usual suspect: William Saliba, aka Rolls Royce, and Gabriel Magalhaes, who I call the tank, the ginger, the strength, and in the defense that we have. Of course, Raya, no contest. And then left back in Capi starts for me. He's been having a run of games and his form has been very, very impressive. Three-man midfield, Zubimendi and Declan Rice. Again, I'm an advocate of Nogard having minutes or starting games, but this is not the time to test that now. Every game is now a must-win game. And if Zubimendi is still performing at the highest level, we might have to still start him in the game. The guys have had 1 week of rest, and so it's time to get back to business. And then, of course, in the number 10 role, I'm going to go for the man, the myth, the legend in Eze. Eze, all you need to do is to replicate the performance against Tottenham. Give me that same performance. Give me that same energy. Give me that one-touch football. Your assists have been incredible. The way you also attack and then, of course, improve on your defensive skills. Just do that. Just improve your defensive skills. So when we are suffering in the game, that you're able to return and help with the defense. But I loved how you progressed with the ball against Tottenham. I loved how you sprayed your passes. I loved how you didn't take so many touches on the ball like our captain will usually do. We need a free-flowing game in this match against Chelsea on Sunday. Now, in my front three, our left wing forwards are not in their best shape right now. But of course, Trossard is the better bunch, so I'm going to start Trossard on the left. And of course, on the right, Bukayo Saka. And of course, center forward, our informed striker in Victor Gyökeres. Guys, let me know what you think about the preview. Would you go, with my first 11 prediction, or would you change differently? And most importantly, I like to know your score prediction. For me, I would see us winning by 2-1. Before the Tottenham game, I would easily have said or predicted a draw, but there's some sort of passion and spark and belief again that this win has sort of ignited in me as a fan, and I think that we can go all the way now. But we need to also believe. The players need to believe in that as well. So 2-1 is my prediction. Tell me what your predictions are in the comment section. And guys, please like, share, subscribe to the Global Gooners Pad and show the boys some love while I continually give you my absolute best. If there are any places you want me to improve on as well, I like to hear it firsthand, and surely I will make those changes. Thank you, and come on, you Gunners, as we go for battle. Let's go!